Morning all. Sorry, I just I was miles away then. Morning. How are we all doing? I just banked the ORB on FTSE. Look at the speed of that this morning. Straight down to 2R. So I've banked first position already before the streams even started. I've made money. It's lovely, isn't it? But yeah, so really quick break this morning on the FTSE. We were that's your pre-market range, or there, depending on what you're using for pre-market range. But yeah, straight down 2R within seconds this morning. So yeah, very nice, quick, easy short. Second half is just left on. I think I'll probably just adjust the target to yesterday's low because we're likely to meet a bit of resistance there. But that's a hell of a quick move this morning. Straight down there, look. DAX, no pre-market trade. Range is 150. So a bit too tight on the pre-market range. But I'll be taking the ORB on that today. Not a very good trade yesterday on DAX. Hedged yesterday. Didn't really get out of it either. Stuck. Didn't really go anywhere yesterday, look. So we had the open yesterday. Broke short. Got hedged, broke short, and just kind of sat around here all day. Didn't do anything yesterday. Lovely big move on the FTSE though yesterday. So pretty good. How are we all doing? Morning, Paul, JC, Church, Callum, Evil. Morning with your little blue star. Isn't it nice when you have a little blue star? Morning, Peter. Sarah, Virginia. How are we all doing? Morning, Ismet, Steve. So we'll start off with the news this morning. FTSE broke short, as your news. So today we have had retail sales for the Aussie. If you look at the ADRs today, Aussie New Zealand has hit ADR. So big, strong move up there. So positive Aussie movement off the back of the news, which was obviously positive. So we were at 0.1, expecting a 0.4, got a 0.7. So it was better than expected, but obviously not massively good. The reason Aussie New Zealand is hit is because the New Zealand dollars opened weak this morning. So obviously the combination of having a weak open on the New Zealand dollar and positive open on the Aussie New Zealand dollar means you get an ADR hit on Aussie New Zealand. So yeah, morning everybody else. Danny, Travellery log. Travellery log. That's a really hard thing to say. That is Travellery. Okay, there you go. See, Travellery log. So there's your ADR today. So I've just taken that this morning. I'm short. So the 5-minute reversal went in at 125 ADR. There's your retest. So hopefully we'll just sort of pull back into the Asian pre-market highs there. Although that's not really the Asian pre-market highs, that's just the high at the beginning of Asia, really. But that's the high before the news, obviously. So if you look at the hourly, there's a propulsion gap target here. So so that's your only ADR hit today. Nothing's hit the weekly ranges so far because obviously yesterday wasn't particularly exciting. But there you go. ADRs, RSIs rather, totally flat. There aren't any. So absolutely crap today. There's nothing set up at all. Hopefully we'll get some setups today, but there's nothing extended on the 4-hour. There's nothing extended on the hourly. So it's dead. Nothing exciting to look at today. Yesterday in the members streams, we went through the back tester in intricate detail. So I went through a full session on how to use the back tester, why you do specific things in the back tester, everything you could possibly want to know about the back tester. An 1.5-hour session. It was a really good session. Today, I'm going through how to analyze all the results you get out of the back tester using Quant Analyzer. So if any of you are interested in that, come into the live stream at 9 o'clock. And we'll be looking through basically this little beauty, which basically tells you everything you need to know about your back test. So this is used basically as kind of the holy grail for analysis. strategy analysis. So there's the profit curve of the test that I've just done. There's all the data. We'll look through portfolio creation, portfolio analysis, everything. So that's what I'm covering this morning at 9 o'clock if you're interested in the members stream. And then Wednesday, we are doing robustness testing, which is going to be a long one. So be warned. Might want to watch the replay on that one. But anyway, so that's what we're covering in the members live streams this morning. So if you've got anything, if you're watching this on replay, you've got anything you're interested in learning or anything, stick it in the comment section below. Today's news coming up at 10 o'clock, we've got CPI. So this morning's DAX movement, actually the opening range is also too small on the DAX. No trades on the DAX today. Only 210 range today, so there's not any volume. And the reason there's not any volume is because we have news coming up at 10 o'clock. So the market is probably going to wait and see what's happening with that CPI figure. Obviously, the DAX is priced in euros, so all the stocks in the German index are priced in euros. Therefore, if the CPI number comes out much lower than forecast, that will drop the euro. If the euro is going to drop, you don't want to buy stocks now. You want to buy them later because you're going to get them at a cheaper price. So that's probably why we're not going to get a lot of volume on the DAX this morning. So be aware of that. Any euro pairs you've got on, obviously you've got an impactive news event coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. 2.7 is the forecast on the core CPI and 1.8 on the main CPI estimate. So they are forecasting this to come down a lot faster than expected. So Lagarde came out yesterday and said she expects us to fall below the bench line, or the 2%. There we go. Next inflation reading likely to below baseline. So Lagarde is forecasting today, obviously, which is what we got here, that we are going to hit that 1.8. So that means that they can drop the interest rates further and faster. Okay, so that potentially could be bearish for the euro, but we'll wait and see. The market, as we know, has already been factoring in a fair amount of drop on that euro. So not euro Swiss, it's probably not the best thing to look at. So most of the pairs you can see, we've had a fairly decent move to the downside. The US dollar's been weak. Everything's weak at the moment. This is a trouble. It's difficult to really find a chart that represents, let me just turn this strategy test off. Find a chart that represents accurately what's going on in the market, because everything is weak at the minute. So, but yeah, weakness in the euro. So that's coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. 2:45, we've got the manufacturing PMI figures. Sorry, at 3 o'clock rather, we've got the flash. The final manufacturing at 2:45. 3 o'clock, we've got the ISM manufacturing, and then we've got JOLTS. So that's half an hour after market open. So volatility after market open on the US dollar this afternoon as well. So that's your news coming up. Other overnight news, obviously, the main focal point at the moment is the Middle East. That it's looking like they're just about to go in Israel, into Lebanon. So that is obviously escalating quickly. The real problem for currency markets, in the way it's related to currency markets, will come if the Iran, Iraq, or any of their backers, Lebanon, go into Israel. It's more likely, obviously, because Israel's going in there, that's where the conflict's going to happen. But it's going back the other way that worries us, because obviously the UN and the West, if they are invaded Israel, it's a very different thing to invading someone and being invaded. If they are invaded, we have to get involved. They're an ally, which means safe haven runs, stock market crashes. Yeah, worry, fear. This thing here going like that within 24 hours, and everybody pulling money out of risky assets and putting them into safe assets, Swiss franc, yen, gold. Yeah. So just be aware what's going on in the Middle East. In times like this, it's a day-by-day thing. It was the same with COVID. Yeah, it was a day-by-day thing. You could see something was going on, but it wasn't until it actually started cascading you actually dealt with it. So it's something you have to be kind of reactive to fairly quick. But just have to wait and see what happens day by day. Some Russian news there. Other overnight news, obviously, which I'm going through now. We've got Bostik. They're watching the jobs data, which we've got coming out on Friday. So Friday is non-farm payroll, or rather the unemployment rate, which is what he's talking about. So we know that. 50 basis point cut reflects growing confidence that inflation is coming down, the labour market is stable, blah, 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 blah. It's nothing new that we don't know. Fed likely to deliver 25 basis points cut than a 50 basis points cut in November. So doesn't say what they're going to do in October though, does it? But yeah, next month we're looking for a quarter point. So basically what they're saying is pretty much confirming we are definitely going to continue the rate cuts. The size of them is obviously what's going to make the impactive move in the market. We don't know that. Other overnight news, bit of Japanese stuff. Japanese PMIs as forecast, so no movement there. And that was about it. So there's your overnight news. Deutsche Bank expects ECB to cut rates in October. Yeah. So again, just what I've just been saying, CPI number today will, if that comes out as low, it's a given. We're dropping in October. If it comes out as a pop, maybe not. There's no meeting in October, FOMC. Oh, right. Okay. Well, there you go then. I haven't looked when the next meeting is. So yeah, so that November one will be the next one for the Fed. So we'll see what the market does with that information. Let's just quickly check the indices. So we're dropping. Wow, look at the DAX. Market's selling off. So again, just be careful trying to mean revert if you are doing any kind of mean reversion strategy on indices when we've got things like the Middle East going on. The first thing that investment companies, hedge funds, pension funds, investment banks will do when there's conflict is pull money out of stocks. Stocks are risky. Yeah. Businesses get affected by this sort of stuff. So you pull your money out of them for the time being, you put them somewhere, put the money somewhere else to keep the risk in the portfolio low. Yeah. Stock markets collapse. So just got to be aware of what's going on in the world because it affects these markets. Yeah, some people that don't know about fundamentals sit here all day going, it's got to go up at some point, it's got to go up at some point, got to go up at some point. You're sitting at 400 ADR, it's got to go up at some point, got to go up at some point. Where's my money gone? Yeah, if it's going like this, it likely will go like this until the market has got itself into a safe place. So this is, I'm not saying this is what's happening now, but obviously when you see moves this fast, this hard, you just have to be aware that this might be the day. Yesterday certainly was, wasn't it? So just be careful with mean reversion strategies during these sorts of times. I've really got to learn how to say your name. If I join in a week or so, will I also have access to the previous streams? Yeah. So if you want to join the member streams, they're all there. In the members only videos. So that's yesterday's. Yeah. No, it's not. That's yesterday's. So that was the backtester basics session, which was an hour and a half. So these will always be here. They're not going anywhere. It's the same as my normal streams here. Past streams, they're there. It's just you can only access the members ones, obviously, if you're a member. So, but all the content is still going to stay there. Yeah, so you can access everything at a later stage. So you don't, you know, but the advantage of obviously being in them rather than watching the replays is the whole idea of these member streams is they're interactive. We are going to lead, the stream's going to lead where the stream's going to lead based on what the people want. So rather than delivering you a verbatim course, which I will do, and I am doing, I've got 30, 50 days worth of content ready to go, something like that anyway. But it's a case of if we suddenly go and spend half an hour off subject talking about something else, we will do a session on that because that's obviously something important. So that the whole idea of being there rather than watching the replays is you get to ask the questions and do the interaction. But there's also comments sections on these as well. So you can add comments and obviously I will answer these comments or I will schedule a stream to answer the comment. Or I'll just answer the comment in the next stream. Yeah, I'm making it as interactive as I can, basically. That's the whole point of it. I want to deliver something that's not a course. This is the thing. I hate courses. Courses are great. Books are great. Yeah, you can read a book and get a load of information. It makes you knowledgeable. It doesn't make you any good at executing what's in that book, because you'll do something. You go, well, the book said that would happen. It didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Well, you can ask someone why it didn't happen, but you can't get the answer out of the book. That's the difference. It's the mentorship style thing is different to learning, isn't it? It's a different environment. I got way more out of that than I ever did out of reading any book or watching any course. Lee, you are teaching MT4 strategy tester? Yeah, because I trade in MT4. The MT5 strategy tester is much different. Yes. And there's fully explained why I don't use MT5 strategy tester in the video. Morning FTNet, FTNet even. I'm going to have to binge watch them over the weekend until Google decides I'm not a threat. Yeah, some people have had problems signing up. I can't help you. Yeah, there's a button, join. Hi everybody. You hit that. If it doesn't let you pay, I can't help you. It's YouTube, it's Google. If Google and YouTube haven't got systems in place for everybody in the world to be able to pay and give them money, which is effectively what you're doing, I get a cut of it, but you giving it to Google. I can't help. I'm not in control of anything. The reason I'm doing it through Google is ease. So I don't have to get involved in anything. 3R target's about to get hit. So low of yesterday is coming up. That is also the previous low back there. So that's my exit. Trigger me, please. Don't. Thank you. There we go. Out. Flat 400. Yeah, watch this level area on the FTSE. We might get some limit orders triggering here. It doesn't look like they're triggering, to be honest. So this is this propulsion move, or rather this V-shaped recovery out of this propulsion move. So we had this propulsion move, which was retested and retested. That's the propulsion move where they bought and added to it. Doesn't look like that's holding today, but it might do. So limit orders will or won't trigger in this propulsion move, and they will add more. And if it doesn't, you're coming back down to last week's low. So that's ADR as well today, look. So last week's low is also ADR confluence. And DAX, obviously, if you are short the DAX and you did take the ORB today, well done. You're 2.5R now, and obviously watch yesterday's low for limit order triggers as well, which is also that previous high from Friday, which is this propulsion move, which they've added to again. So again, watch where they're adding. Right, that's nice easy DAX this morning on FTSE. So there's no ADRs to look at today. If anybody's got any pairs they want to look at, let me know. And I will go through pairs that you want to have a look at. But there's not really a lot happening at the minute. It's a bit flat this week. How did you bank so quickly on the FTSE? How did I bank so quickly on the FTSE? I just closed it here at 2R. When I see a move like this, I call it a gift. Yeah. So my target on this was 3R. You can see my TP here. Look, there's my little TP. You probably can't see it. It's too small. There's a little line there, which is my TP, was my TP. So that was my target. When it breaks this fast, this hard, straight to 2R, I take it. Because it's a gift, isn't it? It's just basically just giving me a load of money for no effort whatsoever. I've just basically sat here, let the EA execute the order, and it's just gone, whoop, thank you very much. It could have gone down to 2R, hit this propulsion move, they bought the crap out of it and pulled it back up into range. Yeah, take the money. If it gives you the money, take the money. Yeah, as it happens today, it went down and it hit 3R. So I adjusted my second target to 3R. This is the bit that is discretionary with the stock index hedge and the opening range breakout EA. And this is why I keep saying these strategies, you can execute as many set files as you like in the back tester. Yeah, but every day the open is different. It will hedge or it won't hedge. It will break clean, it won't break clean. It will break aggressively or it will sit there and muck about. nearly said something wrong there, muck about for 30 minutes. Yeah, you have to know how to read price action. Even with automated strategies, these EAs that I build are designed to automate me. I couldn't get this order here. Yeah, so as soon as the open happened there, I, as a human being, can't get these orders on fast enough. I can't calculate the lot size, work out the size of the range, find the buttons, enter the lot size correctly, and then press it. By the time I've done that, it's gone. I've missed it. This is the opening range breakout strategy. There is all the volume for the day potentially hitting the market at 8 o'clock. So sometimes it does that. Yeah, and it will get down to 2R by 1.5 hours. In that case, I'd probably go, I'll take the 2R 1.5 hours later because it's a real slug today. Other times it goes, holy crap, and you take it. But this is the discretionary part of it. The edge of the strategy is that 8 a.m. every day on the DAX and the FTSE, the market goes nuts. That's our edge. How you take that money out, there is not one set file that does it. There are hundreds of set files that do it. And every day, one of them is going to be better than the other. Today, I chose the wrong one. I decided to get out of 2R. That was the wrong thing because it went to 3R. I missed all of that profit because I, as a human being, decided to take that there. I shouldn't have. I should have let the EA play out to the target it had set and would have hit. I'd have made more cash. And I'd still be in it now with a runner potentially to take a much bigger move today. It was the wrong decision. But for me, it was the right decision because I've now got £410 I didn't have when this opened at 8 o'clock this morning. Discretion. Yeah, you can't have, there is no EA on the planet that will just do the right thing. And I did the wrong thing. It did the right thing this morning. I did it wrong. So if you weren't on the stream and you were off walking the dog at 8 o'clock this morning and you've just got back, well done. You got a 3R out of it. I got a 2. You did better than me. You didn't do better. You didn't do worse. You just made money. That's what we're here for, isn't it? So that's why I got out. Morning, Yusuf. Late morning. Is it? What would be a good exit on Aussie dollar, US dollar? Short. If you're short Aussie US, take your pick. We're off the back of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15-day rally here. So there's a profit take move there. I mean, if you look at this on the 4 hour, whoops. If you're short, I would look at this area. So this monthly high here, which is what we've tested twice. So previous monthly high, hit it, rejected, hit it, rejected, hit it, rejected. Yeah, came up, hit it, rejected, hit it. That monthly high again now. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, broke through, support, support. Obviously, that's going to have limit orders ready for support. So target to the downside, you've got a propulsion move there, which is 125 ADR. But could go lower, couldn't it? You got a lot of propulsion moves. That is kind of one big one there, breaking that high. Don't know. That's where I think it will go. If you can get out there with a profit, get out there with a profit. Again, targets are discretionary. Always target a propulsion gap, though. It's really easy. Everybody asks me for targets. You're always going to see the same thing every day in here. I'm going to target a propulsion move because that is likely where, if the buyers are going to continue their rally, they will add to their position. So if you are short, you want to get out before it goes back the other way. Yeah. So they will always, if the sellers are going to win, find resistance or support at propulsion because that is where the orders are sitting. So that's target 1. Target 2 would always be a monthly in this case because you're going to find limit orders here. So this last monthly high here, this is obviously this month's high or last month's high, September. So this is the previous month's high. When it broke through this, they added. So when it gets back here, the people that are long here and added here are going to want to maintain that long to make money. Therefore, they're going to have orders sitting there ready to defend that area. So that's your short target. Pound New Zealand, Euro Pound. Euro Pound is a pain in the arse. It's exactly the same as last time. I got in it. It's taken weeks. I got in it. It's taking weeks. It's just taking weeks. Every time I get into this thing, it's fast becoming something I just don't want to ever trade again in my life, but I have to. It's just a pain in the backside. So yesterday we tested the weekly low and we found support. That was also an ADR hit. So if you took the ADR on that one yesterday on the Euro Pound, well done. As you can see, nice, clean, easy exit. It's literally just exited. There you go. So it was a nice, quick, easy ADR reversal yesterday. I'm long on it at the moment, and my average is up here. We had that big drop down yesterday. Lagarde basically being very bearish. So today we've got CPI coming out at 10 o'clock. It's either going to be, oh my God, CPI's gone up. Maybe we won't drop the rates quite as fast, bullish, or CPI's gone down as we were anticipating. We need to add more shorts. Don't know. But at the moment, the problem we have with Euro Pound and why it's acting the way it's acting is because Bailey will not drop the interest rates on the pound. So he keeps saying we're going to do it, and then we get to where we're going to do it and we don't do it. And then he says we'll do it if the data says it's looking good. The data looks good, and they come back and say, yeah, but that's not the data. We want the other data to be good now. Yeah, they change their mind. So basically, Euro hitting inflation targets, dropping rates quick because it's coming down too fast, weakening the currency. Pound not telling us anything, not giving us any clues, and just radio silence. So obviously it's bearish. What we should be getting is the Bank of England dropping interest rates because inflation's coming down, and inflation's hit target. Target on inflation worldwide is 2%. We hit inflation target 2 months ago, and it's now even bounced up and had a month where it didn't move. Yeah, they gave us 0.25% off. Thanks a lot. Everyone else has got it right. We got it wrong. Yeah, pound. We got it wrong when interest rates went up. Remember, COVID, interest rate rallies. We went late. We decided we'll sit back for 2 or 3 months while you lot do that, and we'll see what happens. Holy crap, we got that really wrong. Let's get them up really fast, everybody. Everyone else is dropping rates. We're sitting there going, we'll see what happens. You remember last time they were right, Bailey? Yeah, and we should have done what they did. Yeah. Now you've seen what's going on. Not paying any attention. So that's why Euro Pound is the way it is at the minute. Nothing we can do about it. Stuck in it. So need some positive news for Euro, or some negative news for Pound. Basically, I need an ADR. This has been within ADR target for pretty much 2 weeks. I've had an opportunity to get out if we got an ADR push to the upside. We haven't had one for 3 or 4 weeks, so it's just stuck. Today's news could be the day. If we get a 150 ADR, you can see I've got a TP here underneath my average. I don't know if you can see it, but that is on this position here. So what I'm going to do is take that one off there, and then do more drawdown control. So you can see I've already banked, I think it was, I can't remember what it was I banked on it, but I've already banked on it, which has paid for the drawdown controls, and I did some more drawdown controls. So I'm a little bit down on the trade at the moment, but not massively, just waiting. But we're stuck. Wait and see what happens with it, really. Just got to wait for the news today. So 10 o'clock this morning, CPI. That will decide whether or not that needs another position or not. If it needs another position, you can see there's nothing really. There's clear air now. So obviously with Euro Pound being trade partners, we are range bound a lot of the time. We're right at the lows, sort of all-time lowish territory. So this here is probably around about 300 to 400 ADR away. This area here, as you can see, is pretty much about ADR today. So this whole zone that we're approaching now is likely to find support. But how long it takes to get back out, it's a slug. It's moving at 38 pips a day. It's just a slug at the minute. Just not a fun pair, is it? Pound New Zealand and Euro odd. Pound New Zealand. It's not really doing a lot, is it? Got double monthly lows coming up. In propulsion at 125 ADR to the downside, but you probably would have been long from here, and you would have been long from there, so you should be out flat. There's nothing to do on that one at the minute. Yeah, definitely a 4 hour there. Watch this area for shorts. Again, pound. Watch this area for shorts if Bailey decides he is going to drop the interest rates. If not, there's just no reason for it to go anywhere, is there, at the minute? So, Euro odd will be very similar to Pound New Zealand. You'll be taking longs on it at the moment. But yeah, you'll be stuck in this as well. Although actually, market structure is a lot nicer on this. So you've had a very nice sort of almost a 50% pullback. That probably is a 50% pullback. It's just a flag break, followed by a flag break, followed by a flag break, basically. So all these propulsion gaps, basically, for retests to the upside. The entry would have been back here. So very similar to the Euro Pound. You'd have got in somewhere around here. Possibly out on that. Other than that, there's no reason to be in it. Didn't take the existing New Zealand dollar CAD last week. Now I'm stuck in it. Targets at 200 ADR. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing some research in the members stream on ADR because I've identified a problem with ADR. It's not a problem. It's more of an improvement with ADR. It doesn't affect the ADR reversal strategy, but it does affect H4, M15, and some H1, M5 trades in the fact that ADR changes too quickly and spacing between trades is too erratic. So I've done a load of analysis on ADR, which I'm going to cover in a member stream next week. And I'm going to be moving over to a bigger ADR number just to smooth out the equity curve, smooth out the distance between trades, because you can double your ADR within multiple days, basically within days. So let's say, for example, on New Zealand dollar CAD, you got in short here, for example, and you didn't get out. We've had a double ADR back to back. Yeah, so the average daily range back here probably was something in the region of 50 pips. The average daily range now is probably somewhere in the region of 70 to 100 pips. Yeah, so the distance between trades is 2 times larger now than it was here. So when you're in a multi-week position, and this isn't really the only ones it affects, multi-week positions, you'll find that you're actually getting in further apart than you really want to, and that means your exits become a lot more difficult. So I'm going to be running a full robustness test and development test on the Position Trader EA with different ADR numbers to see what the impact is on time of exit, time of hold for positions. But it's not something that really occurred to me before, because the market reversal alerts EA wasn't able to backtest fast enough to glean this type of information, whereas Position Trader EA backtests in minutes. Which reminds me, I just finished a backtest. Sorry, I just got to quickly grab this before I forget. Close my terminal and chuck the results away. 461. It's good that it's crap because I was expecting it to be crap. So it's just confirmed my idea that it's crap. You shouldn't be trading ADRs basically on the hourly time frame is what that's just told me, but I kind of knew that anyway. So yeah. New Zealand CAD, sorry, we were talking about 200 ADR is your target all the way down here. Yeah, I mean, on a move like that, you should have. I mean, this is ADR on this is 70. You've got a 100 pip move and a 90 pip move there. You should have a couple of positions on. There's a beautiful M pattern reversal just gone in. The reversal alert's just gone in there. So if your average is all the way down here, I mean, that is the kind of trade I would get out of when you get there, basically. Aggressive drawdown control position would have been good there, but if you haven't taken it, you haven't taken it. There's not a lot you can really do with that one. Where did you get in? I mean, if you got in anywhere around here, you're out. If you got in anywhere around here, you're out. If you got in somewhere around here, I mean, you should be out. I can't see a way that you can be in with an average here. Unless you got in somewhere down here. But there's no signal, no reason to get in down here. Not my average. My profit target is 200 ADR. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, well, it's up to you what your profit target is. If you're targeting 200 ADR, fine. Sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought your average was 200. Didn't take the existing on New Zealand CAD last week. Now I'm stuck in it. Target is 200 ADR. Target is 200 ADR. Okay, right. That's fine. So if your target is 200 ADR, watch this area here. Yeah, this 50% of this propulsion move, because we got a double top there, which they again resisted, tried to break through it, failed. Propulsion move. Yeah, if they're going to continue this market structure long, this is the add point. So watch this area for bullish price action. Yeah, pushing down, that's part of a V-shaped recovery, but that propulsion move there is out of that accumulation. So that's the first time they added to make that ADR hit. They then added more into it the second day. So that's where that move started. So that is your T2. That is T1. I have no idea where your average is, but if you've got a nice amount of profit here, take it. If you want to hold it to there, be aware that it's going to take a couple of days. Canadian dollar is going to move with the US dollar, and US dollar has non-farm payroll Friday. So either way, I'd want to be out of this by Friday. You haven't got any New Zealand news this week. So you've got US dollar news this afternoon, which will affect the CAD as well. And you've got obviously oil inventories tomorrow, which will affect the CAD. So there's a lot of CAD news, basically, indirectly with the US. But yeah, it looks good. Just watch this. I mean, this is obvious, you know, somebody that's only been trading for a few weeks, that's just learned about support and resistance, would be able to identify that one. It's pretty clear, isn't it? So you're highly likely to find additional buyers at this level in the form of limit orders. If they get run over very easily, then I suspect this is forming a propulsion move here. Look. So let's say, for example, we slam through. Yeah. And then we pull back a little bit and do that. That's going to be a propulsion gap to the upside. So you'll be targeting there with a bounce out of that propulsion gap. Market structure always moves out propulsion gaps. There you go. What do you think I should... what do you think I should step back to MT4 from MT5? Stop stepping back. It's a different piece of software. They told me there was no software support for MT4 anymore. Who told you? And I bought a lot of indicators for MT5. You've been lied to. Don't know who told you that. Not true. MT4 is for CFDs. MT5 is for futures and stocks. Yeah, the two separate software packages. One has a graphical user interface, one doesn't. One uses loads of resources, one doesn't. One is glitchy and they release updates for it continuously and make it break, one doesn't. One has a strategy test you can't verify data on and confirm your results for backtesting and forward testing, the other doesn't. MT5 is here, MT4 is here. This is why for 17 years I've been using MT4, and when I try MT5, it all goes wrong. MT4 has 1 billion indicators available for it. MT5 has half as many. They sell half as much. They sell half as many licenses, and it's glitchy. Just personal opinion, but whoever told you there's no support for MT4 is lying. It's the largest traded platform in the world for CFDs. Every broker in the world trades CFDs. They're not dropping support for MT4. 80% of the sales I make for indicators and EAs are on MT4. It's the widest used program on the planet that is not web-based. I'll add that bit in the end because TradingView's bigger. But I don't know who told you that, Church, but it's not true. Looks like your pre-market range, the FTSE, was 25 mins, not 30 mins. The EA calculates that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The EA calculates that automatically. Basically, what the EA does, it's all in the video. Go and watch the video about the EA. But what it does is it goes, I want a range between 86 and 172 pips. Have I got a range there between those two values? No. Have I got one there between those two values? No. Have I got one there? No. Have I got one there? No. Have I got one there? Yes. There's my range. It's dynamic. So we're looking for a opportunity to break out of a pre-market range on volume, yeah, but the range size is important because if the range size is too big, you will find it hard to achieve a 2R, 3R target. If it's too small, you will get whipsawed very quickly on price action at the open. And it's kind of like the Goldilocks zone, yeah? 10% of the average daily range, which is 86. 860 is average daily range, 86 is the minimum range. 10% gives you an opportunity for the market to move 20 to 30% of its opening range within the first hour and hit a target. That's the calculation, that's the logic, that's the edge. So it's dynamic. It picks a different range every day. Look at the pre-market range today on, well, there wasn't one. It couldn't get one on the DAX, but it could have picked that if I'd have set it. And again, you can adjust all of this. So you can set it to whatever you want. If you go into the SIHEA, you can say pre-market range, the maximum bars to look back for the pre-market range I have set to 6. So I'm saying in 30 minutes before the bell, is there a range between 10 to 20% we can use? Yes or no? If no, I'm not interested. Yeah. And this is a prime example today of why we didn't trade that, because look at what happened. It just went like that. Because if there's no pre-market movement at all, you can't create a range, and it will spread wider a lot of the time at the open, and you just get whipsawed into a trade. So that's why the logic works in the way it works. It's AI. Not really. Pound CAD. I got to keep an eye on time because I've got to go and do the member stream. Yeah, short on pound CAD at the moment. My average is 125 ADR. Again, stuck since I got into this here. I've only got 2 trades on this, I think. No, I've got 3, sorry, yeah. So I got into it here. Second entry was there. I took that off because we had news, which was the right decision. Added that one back on again. And since I've got into that second position, as you can see, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days of going nowhere. So 2 weeks sideways. So can't do anything with it. So third position is on, which was actually taken like a week and a half ago, but we haven't got anywhere. So I'm just sitting here waiting for that idiot, sorry Bailey, to drop his rates, or whatever to happen on the CAD. I mean, that just goes up and down at the moment with the US. So yeah, stuck. But you see where my target is. My target is in the news, basically. They haven't retested this level. They have retested this, so we know there's buyers here. So if we can break this propulsion gap here, which was the break of that level, which they added into, if we can break that, we've got a very good chance of coming and retesting this weekly low, of which we will probably find some support. So my target at the moment is hoping that they run and break the weekly low on news this week. If they don't, then I'll be watching this area closely to get out. Yeah, it's again, I've made some profit on it, not a lot, but I just want out now. It's not working. It's been 3 weeks. It's stuck. There's nothing you can do with it. It's just one of those. There's a lot of these at the moment, unfortunately. Market's very stagnant. Pain in the backside. Average is around 100 ADR on that one. Yeah, so yeah, so you'd be fine if your average is here. You know, if they come and test previous day's low, Friday's low, yeah, that's an easy exit. Probably hit that today, hopefully. We will see. Should have exited on Friday. Yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Pound CAD, my average is 176.9. 1769. You mean 1796? 1769 is down here. If your average is 400 ADR away, you're in big trouble, Harold. Massive trouble. It's way too far away. That's holding and hoping. You should have been out. I mean, I got in a long there. So the first short entry was there. So even if you'd scaled into that, you'd have been out there. And you'd have had a second exit out there. Shouldn't have an average down there. That's too far. Average should always be within ADR. If it's not within ADR, you need to get it within ADR because it's wrong. The trade hasn't worked. You trade gold? No. Personally, I am going to be developing a strategy for gold, though. It's on my to-do list with the members, is to build a gold strategy. It's not going to be a position trading strategy. It might have an element of position trading in. It might be a hybrid sort of stop. It's probably going to be a timed exit based strategy, which I will develop for gold. But yeah, it's on the list, but don't trade it because it's too volatile. I like stuff that is more organized and doesn't kick me in the butt, which gold has done in the past. So that's why I don't trade it. There's a video on that. If you want to know why I don't trade gold, go and have a look on the free education videos section when it loads. And increase your trading profits. There you go. That's why I don't trade gold. Oh no, every time Lee gets a question about gold, I know. I just don't trade it. I'm not going to argue with people about it because everybody that makes money and sells signals trades gold, obviously. That's why all the signal services trade gold, because they can be lucky very often. And if you're selling signals, you just need to give away a free trial for a week and be lucky for a week, which is easy to do when something goes mental for no reason whatsoever and you just happen to have a 50-50 shot of going in the right direction. That is how you sell signals. That is how you pass proper valuations. That is not how you make consistent long-term income. That's not what I'm about. But yeah, gold, I don't know. So just to quickly cover the ADR reversals from yesterday. Another storming day yesterday, 3.4%. This is the set file that's in the Discord channel. Basically the one on version 1.6, which is literally trying to scalp a third of an ADR of movement and using a maximum of 3 positions. That's all it's doing. And it's killing it. It's lovely. But it's very good conditions for ADR at the moment because it's obviously very sideways, which is why we've got no signals on the RSI dash because it's not going very far. So but yeah, this is doing really nicely at the moment. It's a really good set file. So I'm forward testing it live now to iron it out. And all this back testing you're seeing me do is further development testing, which I'm going to be covering a little bit of today in the members stream, and tomorrow definitely I'll be covering more of it. But yeah, it's going pretty well from a robustness perspective. This is the additional testing basically. So this is more robustness testing on the strategy using and what I'm looking at the moment to increase or rather to smooth the equity curve is timed exits, adding timed exits, and also testing different timeframes and the impact different timeframes has, which is again part of what we're going to cover on Wednesday. But the timed the time frame thing, if you look at this, we can see, I don't know if you can see this drawdown, but the drawdown on the 5-minute time frame, taking ADR reversals on the 5-minute time frame, starts at 5.8 and goes up to sort of 15 or whatever. When you jump to a 15-minute time frame, look at the difference in the drawdown, 2.7 as opposed to 5.82. Yeah, and look how small they are. Yeah, 1.8, 3.6, 2.8, 5.8. Yeah, 9%. We haven't got to a 10% drawdown yet. There's one, and there's a couple there. Yeah, but the impact of switching from 5-minute time frame entries to 15-minute time frame entries, which is what this is running on that set file that I published is doing, is incredible. Up to M30 drawdown as well, very, very small, using 30-minute time frame. And then hourly time frame, again, small. Yeah, so it just shows you that, and this is why I developed the market reversal alerts indicator to give confirmation of signal. Stronger signals are better than weaker signals, obviously, logical. But you're going to find stronger signals on higher time frames because higher time frames are smoothed out. Lower time frames are algorithmic chop, which is why I said about that strategy in Discord this morning on gold. It's nothing to do with the strategy. It's because you're trying to trade it on the 1-minute chart. You're trying to trade algorithmic chop. No one's ever going to make money trading algorithmic chop. It's random. Yeah, flip a coin, trade M1. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's total random price action, and obviously the spreads are way too wide to trade anyway. But so yeah, it's been doing quite a lot of testing on that. So I thought I'd live forward test it because I've done a lot of robustness testing, a lot of back testing, and yeah, it's really good. But it's scalping. And this is the beauty of it. It's scalping. You're in and out really, really fast. So doing well. I'm posting all the trades anyway in the group when they close. In Discord. Thanks for explanation regarding the FTSE. I use your price action toolkit manually. Yeah. So so nothing wrong with doing that either. Again, price action toolkit is there to trade manually. So it's a case of that's a great discretionary way to trade. But you would have a discretionary pre-market range in that case, wouldn't you? So you basically, when you get to 8 o'clock, you get to your charts at 10 to 8. What's it been doing before? Not a lot. So that and that is probably a decent range to pick, but it's quite small. So the probabilities of a volume candle coming in obviously is going to happen. It's always going to have a volume candle at the open. That's why we trade it. But the chances of a whipsaw are big. So you could visually look at it and go, well, there's a high there. So if it breaks that high, it's probably going to flush down to here. So maybe I will use that as a level and not that. That might have a higher probability. But this is not something you can teach in EA to do. This is a visual thing. So if you're using price action toolkit, obviously you can decide where you're getting, can't you? That's what it's all about, price action. Yeah, and again, we've got a whole week of price action training in the members stream, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do next week or the week after. But that's going to be good, price action. A whole week of reading price action and scalping, and it's going to be good fun. Fortunately, I was in short but out because of an RSI extension earlier. Don't trade RSI on indices, on 5-minute time frames. Yeah, if you're trading the open, yeah, RSI indicator is a relative strength indicator. Indicators are, look at that, rejection. What did I say about limit orders at the low? Yeah, I mean, if you want a point proven that there's limit orders at lows, there it is. Look at the size of that. Hey, everybody, let's sell down to there. No, we bought this level, I've told you. Yeah, so we're going to do a whole week of that price action stuff, but using RSI on 5-minute time frames at the open is not good, because the RSI measures what is going on the relative strength of the instrument. Yeah, this is a momentum breakout strategy. It's got nothing to do with relative strength beforehand. Therefore, any reading on any indicator you look at 8 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. on US indices is irrelevant. This is what is happening at the open today. What has happened before your RSI indicator is telling you, that doesn't matter. The relative strength at the open is not the relative strength of a normal movement intraday. So I have never found it. I mean, it does work. RSI will work, but it's more of a coincidental thing. If this thing wants to go like that for the day, it will go like that for the day. It just does. We know it does. We've seen this thing move 10R at the open. So the only problem with price action toolkit is lot size. Wouldn't work well on futures with fixed lot of 1. No, you don't trade futures, do you? It's for MT4. It's for CFDs. If you want to trade futures, go and trade futures. Nothing, the price action toolkit is not for futures. And don't trade futures. Why trade something which limits your ability to manage risk? I've got to go because the live stream's on in a minute. Yeah, so futures, you can only trade one contract. Why not trade the same chart with the same price action, but in any lot size you like? CFDs. No point, is there, in trading futures? Unless you want to trade pop. But right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock. I told you many, many times I'm in the US. Yes, okay, sorry. That's why you trade futures. Can you not change the price action toolkit to use lots? Is there not? I haven't used the price action toolkit for a while, but is there not a lot? Can you not use a fixed lot? Is it only on risk? I can't remember. Can't remember how I built it. But anyway, right. So we're going over to the member streams now. So we're going to cover Quant Analyzer in detail. As per yesterday, I learnt that I have to wait for this stream to completely end before I can start the next one. So I will be in the members stream somewhere in the next 5 minutes, because what I have to do is I have to wait for this to say, whichever one we're in, there. I have to wait for this to say streamed 1 minute ago, which means that they finished it. That live has to vanish, and then I can start the next one. Otherwise, I keep popping into and out of this one, pretending that I'm in the live stream for the members. So anyway, I learned a lesson yesterday. So I will be in the next live in the members stream in a minute when this one finishes. Okay, so I will see you guys that are coming into that one in that one. The rest of you, I will see in the morning. Have a good day.